Welcome to basic building block number 5. And we are finally here. The most important basic building block, presentation. Now you have done your dream, your commitment, your name list, your dream list. You have figured out the best way to invite and how to constantly find prospects to add into your name list. And now it begins. Now this basic building block of presentation freaks everyone out, right? And don't panic, guys. It's human nature. After death, the greatest fear is presentation. Public speaking, presenting an idea, a concept. Even in your job, all right, when your boss suddenly tells you, okay, tomorrow you are doing the presentation to the clients, okay, and you freak out because being in front of people and communicating the concept of QNet will naturally elevate the fear in you to a whole new level. Now, firstly, guys, go back to understanding the paradigm that I want to plant in this basic building block. Presentation is the bread and butter of our business. That you can be a biggest dreamer on the planet, you can have the best commitment, the best name list, the best inviting and prospecting skill set. But if you don't actually do a presentation, nothing is going to happen. And in my years of experience as chief, as your upline, I've come to realize that people, when they're reaching closer to that aspect of needing to do presentation, they all freak out. Now in this basic building block, I will erase all your fears. I will tell you exactly what you need to do and how to overcome any challenges that you're going to face. Now, firstly, imagine that the presentation is a rubber band. Okay? There is no one way of doing a presentation. Right? Every organization, every country, every group, every subculture does your presentation very differently. But I am here to show you what are the limitations. Now imagine the presentation is this rubber band. Alright, you can see it. I'm holding it against my black jacket. And you can do it in any way possible. This rubber band can be stretched, can be crossed over, but you must never break the rubber band. That your presentation can use certain strategies, techniques, whatever salesmanship, whatever your uplines, your organization wants to implement, and you keep doing it. Alright, and you keep doing it everywhere around the world. But the rule is, don't convert your presentation to a point where it snaps. What is this snap in the rubber band? That's where you lie, you misrepresent, you give completely wrong information, alright, about the company, the comp plan, the products, the pricing, the income levels. Now that is misrepresentation and lying. So once again, this is your chief reminding you, the presentation is like a rubber band. You can do whatever you want, alright, to present this amazing QNet business, but don't present till the rubber band snaps. Then you have crossed the line of ethics. You have crossed the line of misrepresentation and lying. And we do not tolerate this in QNet. Stay within the rubber band and you will get as many sign-ups as you want. You will achieve your goal. Now this concept of presentation is ultimately to transfer information to the person or prospect and to convince the prospect to say yes to the purchase of the product, to signing up, to starting the journey with you, your team, your organization. Now, presentation, alright, is something that you were not born to do. Neither was I. Alright, my first presentation until today, I think I confused the prospect more than convincing the prospect. Now, usually, your comfort level of presentation is your hot zone. Because again, you have a relationship, you have trespass, alright, they love you, they are willing to just give you the money anyway, alright, out of friendship or relationship, but you still do some sort of presentation about QNet, and the person says yes. So when you work with your hot zone, your confidence builds up, alright, and you actually feel, I can do a presentation. Now when you go to the warm zone, you go to the cold zone, now you're doing presentation to people who don't know you, may not like you, who are complete stranger. And the only thing that you are using is your presentation to convince that person to say yes, to sign up, to buy an amazing product from QNet, and to say yes. Now, presentation has certain parameters, the rubber band. Right? First, every person has a different tee up to a presentation. You can tee up the concept of entrepreneurship, the concept of self-employment, being your own boss. You can tee up the philosophy or concept of e-commerce. All right, some people go direct and tee up direct selling, network marketing, the future industry of the world. You can show some data about how many people are losing jobs and how that they will never be able to earn money as long as they remain in employment. That traditional businesses cost too much money. But here you have QNet that allows you basically to own your own business. All right, with a reasonable amount of money, buying a fantastic product, all right, and having limitless potential of income. You can start with a tee up. Everyone's presentation has some different version of a tee up. Again, this varies from group to group, country to country, culture to culture, person to person. And then after that, you got the 4 pillars of every presentation. In any shape, size, it comes back to the 4. Firstly is the company, all right? Then it's the product, then it's the compensation plan, and finally, the projections. All presentations around the world comes back to these 4 pillars. Now, people project the company of QNet to the best of their ability. Now, when I started, I had very little to say about the company because the company was just a few days old. All right, but today you have so much to say. All right, about how big we are around the world. Think about it. All right, QNet. All right, 20 over years old, over 20 million customers around the world, 40 offices around the planet, headquarters Hong Kong, regional, our very own tower in Malaysia, our relationship with various organizations around the world, and recently, all right, the African League or Football League Cup, CAF, and of course, our grand relationship with the Manchester City Football Club. And over the next few years, QNet will establish different relationships with different organizations to amplify our credibility, our integrity in the global market. Now, you present the company in many different ways, guys. All right, you have online information, you have videos prepared by the company to project who we really are. We still have catalogs for that physical touch and experience. All right, then you talk about the products, guys. Now, the products today, there are so many products in so many categories that you will not be able to carry all the products for that guy to have a physical touch and feel, or that prospect girl to have a physical touch and feel. So don't panic. There's enough videos, all right, online, which you can download in your phone, show them. And remember, I'm not a big supporter of showing them all the products. I'm a firm believer that I direct my prospect towards the product line which is well suited for him and our organization, all right, which I think will benefit him or her the most. And most organizations will lean towards a certain product category, monkey see, monkey do, duplication in the organization. All right, guys. So products today online has so much information about what products we retail, the videos that project how the product can benefit the customer or prospect. So you don't have to worry about that. All right, but don't overload the prospect with all the products. Don't bring a big box and put there and say, this is the home pure, this is the biodisc, this is the watch. Then take 10 catalogs of Trip Saver and put there and show them. There is no need for that. All right, today technology is your partner. All right, and technology is the greatest partner for a network marketing entrepreneur. All right, then you have the compensation plan. Again, the basic compensation plan is what you show to the prospect. Basic. Don't jump into details of rank advancement requirement and every single detail. That can be explained to the prospect after he or she signs up. That you don't have to focus and overwhelm the prospect with too much information. You just want to show the basic structure, left, right. How do they build? All right, what they need to understand is what is their potential income. Then comes to the final aspect, which is my favorite in a presentation, which is projections. Now, this is where you are trying to convince the prospect to believe in the income potential, all right, of being a QNet IR, all right. And this projection to me is my strongest tool of closing the guy or girl for them to say yes. And I show them various scenarios, best case, worst case, where they are, all right, what they could do, part-time, full-time, all right, to give them clarity on the potential income that they can earn. But remember the rubber band. As long as you stay within the rubber band, no lying, no misrepresentation, don't give wrong information, because they can check it out immediately. Now, to reach a prospect or inviting a prospect, there are multitude of methods that you can use today. My favorite is one-on-one. I believe in the power of one-on-one. All right, inviting that prospect. Location is everything. Because you invite, the guy said yes. Now you got to tell him where and what time. Now, this has so many variables. It depends in what is available in your country, your culture, all right, what is available for you timing-wise. So to me, when I invite the person one-on-one, all right, I have the various options: coffee shop, hotel lobby, all right, roadside stall, Asian culture. Okay, you may want to invite him to your club where you are a member. You might invite him to a home office, all right, where you are running a home office with your leaders and downlines, which is a very common practice today in most countries around the world, all right, that they have a home office, the prospect comes, do the presentation, give the information. Now, this location cannot be too noisy. Please don't take him to a club. Please don't take him where there's alcohol, because I don't believe in alcohol and I don't like to mix alcohol and business. All right, take him to a respectable place where he will feel comfortable, you will feel comfortable, all right, and you're inviting him. But don't fall into the trap. Just because you're inviting a prospect, all right, doesn't mean that you invite him for lunch, dinner, dessert, all right, frappuccinos, all right, and your bill for your presentation is 100 US. And the guy says no. Remember the principle of network marketing. Don't do anything which is not duplicable. It's all about duplication. So until today I invite a prospect, the most I will buy that prospect is a cup of coffee. All right? Okay? And I will go and buy the cup of coffee and bring it to him. Okay? Now I don't have presentations during lunch. I don't have presentations during dinner, because the expectation of the prospect is come for free food. Alright, the intent is wrong, your cost goes up, it is not duplicable, alright, and then your organization gets stuck. So whatever you do, remember, it must be duplicable. Alright, I have invited prospects when I had no money to 5-star hotels and sat down and not had coffee and just did the presentation in the lobby to maintain my posture. Alright, it's all about posture, and I know when you get started, you may not have the financial resources that we have today. Today, I can invite prospects anywhere in the world, all right, to have the most expensive dinner, but it cannot be duplicated. And if it cannot be duplicated, don't do it. Then your organization suffers. All right, so create a system in your mind. All right, what is your threshold? Coffee, then coffee. All right, not coffee, donut, sandwich, and a pie. All right, but Starbucks is not cheap. Do you understand? So when you meet your prospect, you set the tone. Don't panic. You don't have to massage and you know, suck up to your prospect just because you want him to sign up, because that's desperation. All right. Now, the first few presentations, your upline will support you. It's a combined presentation of you and your upline. So don't panic. All right. Your uplines are not going to throw you out there and say, present. Do your own presentation. No. All right. It's always uplines who come and support in the beginning, because practice makes perfect. All right, simple as that. And you have great uplines who will be there to support you in your first few presentations. So what you need to dress up, don't overdo it, don't underdo it. All right, the rule is very simple. Use common sense. In Asia, wearing a suit and tie and sitting in a coffee shop is not common sense. All right, but don't wear shorts. Don't wear t-shirt. All right, the simple, use your common sense. All right, if you're meeting the guy in a 5-star hotel, wear a jacket. May not want to use a tie. The culture is changing. People don't trust people in ties nowadays. Okay, but don't use a t-shirt and jeans and present in a super 5-star hotel. All right, you got to maintain a level of professionalism, but apply common sense. My simple rule is long sleeve shirt, collar, khakis, perfect. You want to put on a jacket to raise the bar higher, go ahead. Now, if you're going to meet your uncle in a roadside coffee shop next to a ditch, guys, don't put on a suit. Alright, the public is going to beat you up, you understand? And don't dress to the point of making your prospect uncomfortable, and don't dress up too relaxed that the prospect does not respect you. So find a balance. The world is changing. My golden rule, use common sense. Now, if your upline is helping you with the presentation, he should not be there when the prospect arrives. Alright, your upline must be somewhere else. Alright, because edification of your upline is fundamentally important. Remember, the prospect knows you but doesn't know your upline. If you're bringing your upline for the closing, if you're bringing the upline to do part of the presentation like complan and projection, then build your upline up. Alright, when the prospect is seated, everything settled, you call your upline. Speak respectfully. When your upline comes to the restaurant or comes to the lobby of the hotel, you stand up, shake hands, show that respect. Because that is auto-edification. Now, your prospect doesn't need to stand up. He doesn't know who your upline is. He doesn't care. But he's observing all of this. And your behavior of edification will empower your upline to effectively, do the presentation. Now, how long should the presentation be? I don't know. I do mine in 12 minutes. Before I open up for questions. Okay, what is your goal at the presentation? Your goal is to close. Your goal today is to close the presentation on the spot. He can sign up with his credit card, you got e-cards, whatever. But try to close, strike when the iron is hot. Alright, this is what you need to do. You need to close your prospect immediately. Alright, if possible, with the support of your upline. Alright, now, present and handle the questions. Generally, when you present QNet, your prospect will listen. He's intrigued because there's a potential money. If he or she doesn't have a preconceived idea of QNet, read something on Google, read something online and already negative, listening to you just to show you courtesy. Alright? Now, prompt them to ask questions. Now, there's two types of questions. Smart questions and stupid questions. Now, I do not entertain stupid questions. If the guy said, oh, I read online, you're illegal, I will answer. Alright? And we have all the answers. Now, the morons who talk about our legality, illegal or legal, alright, just state to them the facts. We have been here for 20 over years, alright, the fastest growing network marketing company in the industry, a multi-billion-dollar empire we have built, guys, alright. We have offices, partnership, everything. You do your best. But if the prospect has a preconceived idea about the legality, don't argue. Don't get into a fist fight. Give information. That's it. Alright? Provide information. Ultimately, you cannot force somebody to decide. They will decide on their own. The golden rule I learned from Dato Sri Vijay. But you can push for the close. And remember, you got support from your upline or you are an experienced presenter. You will present. Now, don't waste time. Don't show that prospect that you got 10 hours to have chitty-chatty chat with the person, answer all their kumbaya questions, alright? The minute I see, and this is common sense, when you see the range of questions going to stupidity, alright, listen, I don't think you're ready for our business right now, alright? Thanks for joining me. I'll get in touch with you another day, alright? And shake hands. No, sit down, I got a few more questions. Now don't waste time answering stupid questions. Answer intelligent questions. If the guy is asking, where do I place my brother? Can I sign up somebody overseas? What product? Can I buy more than 3 products? Alright, can I buy a 5,000 BV package? Can I buy a 7,000 BV package? Or should I start with one? Now these are intelligent questions. Then you invest your time. But general rule, I will not spend more than 45 minutes to 1 hour with any prospect. Why? Because time is money. Alright? And I have a lot more presentations to do. Okay? That's how you should be. Busy. Alright? With a lot more presentations. What is my golden rule? In 30 days, the minimum number of presentations that you must do consistently is 15. Alright? Rule 3. If you're doing less than 15 presentations a month, part-time, full-time, doesn't matter, then you're not serious about this journey. then you must go back to commitment. You must go back to dream and ask yourself how serious you are. So one-on-one presentation to me is highly effective because you get to focus on one individual. Alright? And remember this. If while the presentation is happening, the guy is talking on the phone, screaming on the phone, put down, blah, 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 and disrespecting you, recognize the fact that you represent a multi-billion-dollar company, that you are an entrepreneur, and you don't need to sit down and take crap and disrespect from anyone. So if he's too busy to focus on the presentation, stand up, shake his hand or her hand, and say, listen, let's reschedule this for another day. You look busy and I have another meeting to rush to. Alright? No, I'll cut the line. No problem. Alright? I'll call you next week. Take the paper, take the pen, walk away, posture. Now, obviously, in network marketing is all about posturing. Alright? It's all about your confidence, your belief. I still remember in the early days, I would walk into a 5-star hotel. Alright? Like I own the hotel. It could be my first time in the hotel. Alright, and I would seriously walk in and say hello to everyone, okay, and everyone is confused. Like, who is this guy? But what does a hotel staff do? They wave back. Alright, they acknowledge your presence. They will never ignore you. There's just hotel service. And I would walk into hotels, sit, prospect sits down, waitress come, read the name on the name tag. Remember this. Alright, nobody will address a waitress by name unless you are somebody who has been in the hotel 100 times. Alright, so if I see Sarah on the name tag, I say, Sarah, good afternoon, I'll have my coffee, one sugar and milk. And straight away the prospect says, how the hell did he know her name was Sarah? And look at him walking into the hotel, he like owns the hotel. Now, anything you do to project your posture is fundamentally important. Alright, now not all of you have Ferraris on day one. So don't worry, posturing, alright, perception, okay, almost like not fake it till you make it, but confidence is fundamentally important. So walk into any presentation location with the fullest of your confidence, and that will get the attention of the prospect. Alright, this is fundamentally important. Now you also have group presentations where 1,000 people in a hotel, 500 people in a hotel, alright, and that's okay. I believe a great balance between one-on-one and group presentation is fantastic. What is a group presentation? Your team, your group will have once a week, once in 2 weeks, once a month, a large-scale mega presentation. Now this is important because when you bring your prospect there, it's wow, unbelievable. They get to see the crowd, their confidence build up. Now don't send your prospect in like chickens and cows, alright, in a farm. You join, you bring your prospect. You introduce your prospect to whoever you need to introduce. You sit down with your prospect, alright, on next to the chair. Take out your book, take notes during the presentation. It's okay. You have repeated this note 3,000 times, it's alright. But you do it. And if your prospect falls asleep, nudge. Good point. Alright? And then do notes. Nudge again, nudge again, nudge again. Whatever it takes, you want the guy to focus on the presenter and get the click. After the group presentation, take your prospect, introduce to your upline, introduce to your team members. So he gets that feeling, that energy or power of association and excitement, and usually there'll be a rock star presenting anyway. And finally, you come to the option of home meetings. This is something I personally like. Alright, home meetings is something which I believe is highly effective. So you invite one prospect, 2 or 3. Now don't invite 30 prospects, alright, to your home. Because there can be one negative fella, alright, who will spoil the whole experience, alright, at that home meeting. So what you need to do, if you're having a home meeting, 4 or 5 people. Now don't serve biryani, alright, pasta, serve coffee, tea, cakes, snacks. Don't distract them with the food because they didn't come for the food. They came to see a great opportunity called QNet. And most important in the home meeting, have your tools, the whiteboard, everything prepared. Your family must be supportive but not a distraction. Wife, husband, children, mother-in-law, all have to understand that this is business time. They can sit, they can learn how to nod their head on everything you're talking about, even your kids, yes. Alright, this head nodding thing I learned when Dato Sri used to do closing for me. Whenever he did closing for me, he would look and say, Pathman, remember this? Yes. Just smile with your big eyes and nod. It's affirming what your upline is saying. An affirmation is important. An affirmation by action, by environment, by presentation, by knowledge. Everything is important. So now you have one-on-one meetings. Large-scale hotel hall meetings organized by your group, organized by the V. Then you got home meetings. Highly effective, personal touch. Alright, you got family support. Upline comes also. Alright, don't make it a dinner, make it a tea, afternoon, something like that. So food is not a distraction. Highly effective. And today, with technology, presentations can happen anywhere, anytime, on your mobile phone, iPad, desktop, whatever. Zoom meetings, where your upline can still come. Alright? The rules of online presentation are the same as any of this presentation. The only difference is the platform. That you're on a screen, but take the effort to dress up. Choose the right location in your house, preferably an office setting where you got a shelf of books or something. Now, don't walk around during your presentation, go to the bathroom, go to the kitchen, eat some food. By the way, QNet is a great company. Q and Europe is a great company. No, focus. It's still a business that you're running. So if you are going to run your business online, which is the future, presentation, training, set up an area in your house that will reflect your seriousness of doing this business. And your uplines can easily join on a Zoom call, alright, Skype, FaceTime, as support for the closing. Same rules, edification of your upline. Now, I believe technology is the future. I believe that today, doing a presentation on Zoom, doing a presentation on any video platform is as effective or even more effective than one-on-one group meetings and home meetings. Alright, and the beauty of using technology today is through this concept of presentation, you get to reach any prospect anywhere in the world using technology. So today, presentation, basic building block number 5, is fundamentally the most important block that you need to understand. Alright, understand the rubber band. Keep your presentation within the perimeters. Don't let this rubber band break. If you let this rubber band break, then there's a problem with your organization. That means there are people lying, misrepresenting, alright? But as long as you stay in the rubber band, any way of presentation, based on your culture, the modality you're using, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's a group, home meeting, or online presentation, the rubber band theory is the most beautiful theory. Now, information is provided so that person understands the beauty of e-commerce, network marketing, QNet, alright? And you need to be able to understand what is your ultimate goal. Your ultimate goal of a presentation is to close the person, for the person to say yes. And the way you project the information, with the way you show the projection potential of what that person can earn, alright? Because remember, he may only want the product, no problem. Shake hands, they bought the product. But the majority of your prospects, the vast majority of your prospects are coming into our business to start their journey as an entrepreneur, to start their journey to focus on making money so their dreams become a reality. Have all the information, but don't have too much information. Right? Because presentation requires the right amount of presentation. Get support from your upline. Alright? But don't be dependent on your upline. You have to, as soon as possible, after 5, 10, 15 max presentations, you should be able to do it on your own. That's the purpose of duplication. And the QNet presentation is the simplest presentation to communicate. The complan, easy. Alright, the numbers, the details. We have the simplest compensation plan, but the highest paying compensation plan in the whole industry of network marketing and direct selling. Then comes the golden rule. Alright, if you plan to take your journey seriously, if you are looking at financial freedom seriously, then simple. 15 presentations a month, non-negotiable, minimum. You want to do more, no problem. But consistently, you should be focused on 15 presentations a month.